Okay, you're watching.
Lano Rama.
We are finally reviewing episode 8 of Last of Us with both of us.
So this episode went hard. I think in an earlier video we talked about this guy because we are so behind on these.
name dropped him.
Yeah, because we're behind on a lot of these episodes. So it starts off, we see a new village, and we kind of see now comparison between Joel's brother, his village, and this one. Because we have one village that's doing very well, and we're having another village do very shitty. I've heard a lot of people try and pick things off, comment on like our societies, like, oh, when you have a black woman lead society, it does well, but when you have a white man lead society.
Oh my god, where did you hear that from? Okay, I was really sad because they weren't able to like feed themselves.
Seems like a lot of weak people dying. I mean, but you understand later why he does this, why they're so weak, because he never once tried to elevate them in status, because as he kept them weak, he had power.
That's what's going on.
Right now, we're watching Ellie has just met the preacher, which I was very shocked when I found out that they were the same faction, or they were the same group as the 4 people that attacked them at the hospital or the college. That was very shocking. I was like, oh snap, Ellie, what are you gonna do? What's going on? I felt tense, and she is able to get away. She trade meat for medicine for Joel, and she's able to heal him, and the preacher just lets her go because he's of course is a diddler.
The what?
A diddler?
What is that?
A kitty diddler.
A lot of controversy online was saying that, oh, you guys, Hollywood has done it again. They are painting the religious people a bad portrait. What do you think about that statement?
If religious people don't want to be seen as villains, they should stop doing villain you can there's a reason why a lot of Christians are seen in a bad light. It's because a lot of high-powered religious individuals they abuse that power, or they take advantage of others.
Their community struggling with food was so sad, and the mom with the kid, it was I guess she had a husband before that was like either dead or something.
Yeah, and that's him right there. They are shoveling him into that pot. That's the husband. That's why.
How do you know?
Because they mentioned that he died.
Oh.
They brought his body back, and then they mentioned they didn't have any food, so they went out to find a deer. And when the preacher comes back with the deer, they all have food. So it's very easy to see that they're eating someone. But like I said, this is all classic manipulation tactics. You very much keep them weak, reliant on you, like a child to a parent. They should all be out hunting. Why are they not all out hunting? Setting traps, trying to survive. Instead, they're all just sitting in this barn or this cafeteria, waiting for their father.
Okay, the preacher did promise. Well, promise would be a wrong word. He keeps telling Ellie like, "Oh, you and me together will make a great." It was so well. I guess it's later revealed that he's the PDF. It's such a powerful episode. It was intriguing. Okay, intriguing will be the right word. It was really. The tension was good. You don't know what was going on, but you kind of have an idea. It was such a nice I think it's the character building. Although they are not like they aren't yes. The atmosphere.
Yeah. The atmosphere, the setup. That's why the show's so good. They set up a good villain who's smart. He doesn't lose because he's an idiot. I mean, he loses to his vices, of course, of like wanting Ellie as like a partner and pretty much underestimating her. But honestly, when Ellie was tricked him and said, "I am infected, now you're infected," that fucked with him, and that's how she won, which is very smart of her. So, like I said, this is a great villain, and that's why this episode is really good.
Maybe I'm just dumb, but I really wanted to believe that this village is gonna make it through the winter and they are going to find the deer. Things will get better, but it's just a big old slap on my face.
So the last 2 episodes have really been all about Ellie. So we got to see Bella Ramsey really just show off her acting chops. She shows more emotions besides just fear, stuff that like is allowed. So when she attacks the clicker in the mall, I was like, oh man, look at her go. I felt that was much more impactful than all of the rest of her scenes, even though they're all really good. And this too, because this is all aggressive, I was much more drawn into her acting. Honestly, everyone here is amazing. I'm seeing just like the fear and the doubt in all these pastors' followers. As he like talks to them, he shames them, and they really just look at him as like a dad, and he's like disappointed in them. I was like, I'm sorry.
Is there anything else that spikes interest?
A big thing you said about the controversy about religious people being put into like a bad light. It wasn't really religious people being put in a bad light. This guy wasn't a preacher. So at the start of the apocalypse, he took on that role. And I think maybe he took on that role to gain power.
So overall, you think he's just a grifter?
Yeah, he's 100% a grifter. He's a person he most likely had all these feelings before, and he just has the opportunity to use these thoughts and ideas. We were talking about like the Book of Eli.
Oh, I
couple days ago.
Oh yeah, we were.
Yeah, and I told you the plot of the story was that like this dude wants the Bible, so because the Bible has power, and it's the exact same thing what's going on right here. He's a preacher because the words have power, the meaning, the history behind those words have power. That's what he's relying on. So I don't really think Christians are bad. It's just this guy's bad, and he's using religion in an evil way. Man, okay, so Ellie is now in a cage, and that scene was hardcore. Because like I said before, when Bella goes like badass mode, she goes badass mode, and I'm all here for it. Joel just is Joel in the last 2 episodes you start to be like, oh yeah, this is not a guy you want to mess with. When he just has those 2 guys just tied up in that house, and he has a stab wound.
He has a system.
Oh yeah, he knows how to make people talk, which is honestly, I think what everyone's doing now. I think people have watched enough movies to kind of, and like, a lot of like military people have come out and said like, yeah, you can't really trust people to give you accurate information when you're torturing them, and that when you have multiple people like this, you can do this whole system, because you see it a lot in television movies. This whole like, if you don't tell me the same information, then you're dead type of thing.
He pull out a whole ass map, and for someone who can't read a whole ass map, in this situation, both me and my friend is going to die, because you bet we will give different information. None of our dumbasses know.
You can easily read a map, especially if you just
No,
you just gotta know names. You can find out where we live, because you have like the general direction, city names, town names, roads. Like at a certain point, you can find out. It'll take you a second, especially in apocalypse. Maps are like your main source of like where things are, so you get better at it. And Joel just, man, he sends them to meet their maker. Oh, I believe him. One of the things about The Last of Us and Mandalorian is that I don't understand why. I think The Mandalorian has like a lot more like, oh, what's about to happen. But with The Last of Us, it's like one episode does not really impact the next episode. We're not really seeing, like, we can't be like, oh, how is this going to impact the future? This is like, oh, all this is happening now. For The Last of Us, we're mainly talking about what's going on. We can't really guess about what's going to happen later. We can only explain how we feel about what we're seeing.
If we were to scoop out about 2 episodes of The Last of Us, we would still be able to connect the story.
Oh yeah, for sure. When it comes to a lot of this is just building on the world, giving Ellie and Joel more time to shine, show off the different aspects of what would happen in a post-apocalyptic world, which is like from normal shows and movies like that. That's what they do. I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where it's like, I know they're not gonna die. How are they gonna get out of the situation? We know it how. They're gonna slash and tear. There really isn't much to say. I wonder what Ellie's body count is right now. 4? You don't like things like this?
Dude, it really creeps me out and gave me the ick when he was yelling like, give me a chance, you don't know how good I am. Oh my god, it's just
He's a pick-me. Yo, this fire is spreading fast. Like I said, it really is just describing what we're seeing. I wish I could see the behind the scenes for most of this. In the next episode, she's just like, she is broken. Like, this hit her hard. It's probably like one of the most serious moments because she was alone. She didn't know what was going on. And like I said, and that was probably her most brutal kill. Pastor's dog, so that's 2 people. She killed her girlfriend. She killed the boy that was going to kill Joel. That's 4. Is that her body count? 4? No. This is the one she had to do.
Okay, so in conclusion, episode 8 was very
good. It was.
Would
great.
you say it's your favorite episode?
No, I wouldn't say it was my favorite episode, but you know what? I can maybe the 5th one when they are trying to exit the city.
Yeah.
The militia and then like all the creatures the clickers come out, and it was a lot of gunfight too. I love that stuff. All right, this has been Lanorama. Like and subscribe.